Thursday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another video. As you see, I'm back down in the library, and I'm just going to show you guys something. Yeah, we got quite a few books here, and this is going to be my author spotlight video. So I have 11 different authors here. Some I've read before, some I haven't. And I just picked out like quite a few books to like challenge myself throughout the year. So I got a lot of books to cover. So let's get this started. And the first author I want to talk about is Stephen King. So I got like a little stack here to show you guys. Bring it up. What I'm currently reading, 4 Past Midnight. Yes, I'm still working on this. But I did manage to get through The Langoliers the other night. I'm on Secret Window, Secret Garden. And I am really enjoying this collection so far. But I still have 2 full stories to go. But this collects The Langoliers, Secret Window, Secret Garden, The Library Policeman, and The Sundog. So I'm hoping to finish this within like the next month or 2. That is Stephen King, 4 Past Midnight. The next Stephen King book I'm reading after that is going to be Cell. So I decided to pick this one up because I did read Nightmares and Dreamscapes like last year, and that took me quite a bit. And it was silly to like get another novella collection as big as that. So I decided to go a little bit smaller. But this is Stephen King's take on like the zombie apocalypse, but some frequency that goes off on people's cell phones makes them crazy. This is going to be an interesting novel, but I've heard mixed reviews. But that is Cell. The next book is going to be another giant one, Needful Things. And this is one of the last stories in Castle Rock, and it introduces Leland Gaunt as the villain. So he owns this curio shop that caters to everybody's wishes. But you have to do something in order to get your wish. I've heard this is a really dark book, but a really, really good one. It is quite lengthy, but a lot of these books are lengthy. I'm ready. Needful Things. Book after that is going to be the first book in the Dark Tower series, The Gunslinger. And this is just like a prelude to the whole Dark Tower series. It is rather short. Thank God for that. So, moving on to Doomakey. Another thick one, but not as long as Needful Things. This is like 200 pages shorter, but it's still pretty long. And this tells the story of Edgar Freemantle, which worked in construction. He lost his arm in a very severe crane accident, and he moves down to Florida, and he picks up painting. Pretty much all I know about this but I'm definitely willing to give this a try because I heard it's a very underrated one, and I think it's probably going to be a new favorite for me. Doomakey. And the final book in my Stephen King pile is Drawing of the Three, Dark Tower 2. And this introduces Roland's quartet and Jake. And this is where the whole saga really begins. Really can't wait to read this. And these are the 6 books that I have for Stephen King. The next author I want to talk about is going to be Paul Tremblay. So I got 2 books here that I'm really hoping to get to this year. And one I want to start after a book I'm going to talk about. That book is going to be The Cabin at the End of the World. And this was recently just made into an M. Night Shyamalan film called Knock at the Cabin. And it's about this seemingly gay couple and their adopted daughter. And they hear like a mysterious knock at their cabin. And these 4 strangers want to enter and tell them you have to sacrifice one of you to prevent the apocalypse. So I really can't wait to read this. It's really high on my list, and it is going to happen really soon. But that was Cabin at the End of the World. And the other Paul Tremblay book that I want to read is A Head Full of Ghosts. And I picked this one up recently. I think it was like maybe December or November. But this is Paul Tremblay's take on The Exorcist. But I believe there is like a reality TV show attached to this story. And I've heard that it's a really, really creepy book. So that is A Head Full of Ghosts. The next author is going to be Grady Hendrix. So I decided to pick out 2 of his books that I want to get to for sure this year. Let's start off with his newest release, How to Sell a Haunted House. And this is about like siblings that try to sell their house before something bad happens. This is a very brand new book, so I haven't heard much of anything going on about it. But I really can't wait to read this. And it's hoping to happen in March. But that is How to Sell a Haunted House. That other book I want to read as well, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It's about this group of moms who has this book club, and they let in some mysterious stranger, and they fear that he may be a vampire. So I bet this will be a really fun one. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and it's definitely going to remind me of like Fright Night and Salem's Lot. So I definitely can't wait to read this. Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I got it right. Moving on from there, my next author is going to be Bret Easton Ellis. Of course, you're going to see this book, American Psycho, and I talked about this so many times on my channel, but I'm really hoping to get to it like ASAP. This is about Frederick Bachmann, who is this stockbroker on Wall Street by day, but he has psychopathic tendencies at night. Really disturbing book, and I really want to read it sometime this year. But that was American Psycho. And that other book that I really want to read by him is another new release, and that is a much larger one, The Shard. And this is set in the 80s, like throughout high school, and it's about this serial killer on the loose. Pretty much all I know about it. And this dude is really lengthy, so I'm hoping to get to it. But that was The Shards. The next author I want to show off is going to be Joe Hill. And I really didn't want to include him in this video, but I decided why not. But I have 3 books here. Show them off. And that book is going to be Nosferatu. And this is his 3rd published novel. And this is about a mysterious being that takes kids to Christmas land. That's all I know about it. It's another giant one, but I heard it's supposed to be a really, really good novel. Nosferatu. That other book is going to be Horns. And this is the movie tie-in edition. See Daniel Radcliffe there. And this is his 2nd published novel. And this is about like a dude that starts growing horns out of his head after he witnesses the death of his girlfriend. So it's definitely going to be a weird one, but I'm here for it. Horns. Yay. And to break up that monotony, 20th Century Ghosts is his first published short story collection. And this collects The Black Phone. And it's just like a whole collection of short stories. And in this one, we have 15 short stories. So it's not too big. I'll just read this throughout the year whenever I get to that point. But that is 20th Century Ghosts. Continuing right along. Oh boy, I'm not nearly done with this video. The next author I want to show is Dennis Lehane. And I have 2 hopeful books here that were turned into very, very popular movies that came out in the 2000s and 2010. But first book I want to show is Shutter Island. And this is about a cop and his partner that investigate this shady asylum, and things happen that I really don't want to give away, but a lot of people probably know the twist by now, and I've seen the movie quite a few times, but I really want to read the book. So that was Shutter Island. I'm running out of room. And the other book by Dennis Lehane is Mystic River. And this is more of like a crime thriller. And it's about like this group of 4 childhood best friends who cope after one of the guy's daughter dies. Really great movie, directed by Clint Eastwood and starring Sean Penn. I'm sure it's going to be a great book. It's another lengthy one. But really can't wait to get to this one too. That was Mystic River. Following, I got Stephen Graham Jones. And I already read one of these books, so that is progress. But that book that I did read for January is Night of the Mannequins. It is a novella. And this is kind of like a slasher. But I honestly really didn't care for this book. I was actually kind of disappointed. It's just basically like these kids playing a prank after they set up like a mannequin, like a movie theater. And then the mannequin comes for all of them one by one. Really strange book, but I'm willing to give Stephen Graham Jones another try. But that was Night of the Mannequins. The other book I do want to read by him is Mongrels. And this is a werewolf book, and that's all I know. Following, My Heart is a Chainsaw, and I just recently ordered the sequel to this, Don't Fear the Reaper, and I should be getting that tomorrow. But this is kind of like a deconstruction on slashers. And it's about like this girl who is like obsessed with like 80s horror. And then there's like a murderer on the reservation. Plantation. This is a long video. But yeah. I just found that this is going to be a trilogy. So I have no idea what the third book is going to be called, but I will have Don't Fear the Reaper in my possession tomorrow. Continuing on, the last book I'm hoping to get to, The Only Good Indians, and this is about like a group of 4 men who live on a reservation and some supernatural force is out to get them. And apparently it has something to do with an elk on the cover. That's all I know about it. So this is a very popular book, like back in 2020. Just haven't got to it yet, but it is in this challenge. Next is going to be Cormac McCarthy. And I picked out 3 books by him. I do have a few more by him, but these are the ones that I am prioritizing. That first one is going to be Child of God. And I'm hoping to get to this one really soon because it is a novella. And this is one of his earliest works. I think this came out in like the 70s. And I think this is about like a very disturbed man trying to stand trial on like a murder he claims he didn't commit. I think. But I'm sure it's going to be a really disturbing one. But it's definitely on my list. Child of God. The next one is going to be No Country for Old Men. And this was starting to Best Picture Oscar winner in 2007. And this is about Texas Rangers after this ruthless hitman named Anton Chigurh. And they're trying to like hunt him down and trying to get a lot of money back from the cartel or something. Seen the movie, but I'm willing to give the book a try. That was No Country for Old Men. The final book by Cormac McCarthy, The Road. And this is like an apocalyptic thriller. And it's about like this father and son fighting the elements to survive. And I believe this was the after effects of like nuclear war and famine. So it's a very bleak novel, but I really can't wait to read it because it's supposed to be a very excellent novel. But that was The Road. I have 3 more authors to talk about in this video. And the next author I want to show is Adam Caesar. And very famous horror booktube channel. He's written like quite a few horror books. So I want to show off these 3. Because I already did read both Clown in the Cornfields, and I did enjoy them. But I'm going to show off these 3. First one. This is actually going to be a reread. This is Video Night. And this is like an alien invasion story. And I believe it takes place in like the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. It's about like these group of teenagers just having a normal horror movie marathon. And then aliens crash land. So it's definitely going to remind me of The Faculty and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Really decent novel, but I really wanted a physical copy. That was Video Night. The next one is The Summer Job. And this is kind of like a cult horror about this girl that like takes a job at this mysterious hotel ran by devil worshippers. But I definitely can't wait to get to this one. It's on the list. And the final one is going to be The Con Season. And this is about like a woman out for revenge. And it's going to give me like I Spit on Your Grave vibes. The Con Season. 2 more authors. And the next author I want to show off is going to be Frederick Bachmann. Now I picked out 2 novels here, but I'll probably read some more throughout the year. First of all, I want to show off a man called Uwe, and I'm 97 pages away from finishing this. I'm hoping to finish this within the next couple days. But this was recently made into a movie called A Man Called Otto, starring Tom Hanks. And this tells a story of like a grumpy old man who has it in his mind that he doesn't want to live anymore. But a new family moves in across the street and helps him with his grief. Really good story, very funny, and very sad at times. I mean, this deals with very dark subject matter, especially suicide, because there are some very, very troubling passages in here. But it's an excellent book, and I highly recommend it. That was A Man Called Uwe. That other Bachmann book I wanted to show off, Anxious People. And this is about a group of people at like an open house, and they become hostages during like a robbery. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of serious issues in this one too, and I really want to get to this one as well. That was Anxious People. But a couple other books that I want to possibly add for Frederick Bachmann. It's going to be the Beartown series. I'm probably just going to post a picture of the series, but this includes Beartown, Us Against You, and The Winners. And The Winners is a freaking gigantic one. And that series focuses on like this hockey team in Sweden, and it's all about their trials and tribulations. Last author I want to talk about is going to be Darcy Coates. Now, I have quite a bit of a collection by her already, but I decided to show off the Gatekeeper series. Here they are. The Whispering Dead, the Ravenous Dead, and the Twisted Dead. So, these three books are about this girl who has like an obsession with like graveyards, and she believes that she can communicate with the dead, and that's all I know about it. These are rather thick, but they do really look good on the shelf where I can find room for them. But that is the final author I want to talk about in this video. So I'm sure there's going to be a few more authors that I want to pick. Like I almost included like Riley Sager and S.A. Cosby in this video, but I felt that this is like something. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video now. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and wish me luck on all of these books, because help me. But look out for my review of Rocky and Ant-Man coming up really soon. I'm hoping to watch at least Rocky or Ant-Man tonight. I'll have that review up tomorrow. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios. And may I remind you, bye.